All right, everybody. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit so that you guys are not hearing me too loud. I can't really tell if I'm peaking, so if you just want to let me know if I'm peaking or if the music is too loud or so on and so forth. I'm actually not even going to touch this audio thing here, and I'm just going to do this so we don't have... Excuse me. Jesus. So my setup is a little awkward. I find that I have to have... My phone likes to lock constantly, and I thought in this day and age we would have a way of saying, hey, phone, don't lock. But, okay, Junior, thank you. Mertoid. So here are the updates for today. I'm not going to have video on, unfortunately. As much as I know everyone here is, thirsting for my my face or some shit. I don't know. Reason being, I have actually maxed out the USB cables that I plug in on my computer. So I do have a USB hub. However, get this shit. Oh my god, this song is like actually hurting my brain. Okay. So I have my you can't, well, listen, you can still goon to my voice. It's fine. That being said, I have an SSD plugged into my only USB-C port on my computer, and I have a USB-C what is this? USB Type-C Hub Pro. And oh my god. Oh yeah, I'll turn on my video. All right, well, I'll show you this. This is what we're working with today. Let me see. Can we do video capture? You know what's funny is even if I do the video capture, it doesn't even work. It's actually hilarious. Me turning it on, it doesn't even recognize it. So, something I should probably tell you guys about Pentachrome at this point is I actually haven't worked on it in a while. Reason being, obviously, as you may have seen in the Discord and as I've been sharing, I've been busy moving. So it's been kind of difficult to, get back on track with this. But let me turn off the music for just a second. And I'm actually just going to play some of the game, and you guys tell me what you think of what the progress is so far. So there has been a little bit of work done on the game that I did off stream in general, and there is definitely some new stuff. So got this going. I tried to do some work with his animations, and I feel kind of silly because there's a part of me that's like, it should be really easy to make a character that can move up and down really instantly and stuff. But the thing is, with the animation system, it's actually kind of difficult. Oops, sorry. So here's what I did, and you know what? Why don't I do this? Let's go full in here. So you guys actually have something to look at. So I added area transitions. I'm not sure if this was actually on the last stream, but we'll see. And I added like lamps and lanterns and things. I kind of went overboard with them because once I figured out how to get them to work, I kind of just put them everywhere. I have an interesting bug today that I don't know if I'll be able to fix on this stream, but it's something I would like to fix if possible. You can see there's some like floor borders around the walls and things where it's a little bit brighter near the walls. Just to add some variation. There's a little bit of weird texturing that we'll probably get to today. I was thinking I kind of want to do art today in general. You like the black and purple? All right. See, now that's how I'm going to keep it. So this is, I've loaded into the game without a save. I have a failsafe so that you can load straight into the game without having to go through the menu. The menu is also not finished. And it's kind of something that I want to do on stream as well, even though it's kind of boring to watch. But this song I was really proud of as well. Yeah, so these areas are kind of like not populated. You can see I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I figured out how to get the lamps working, and I just made a shitload of them. This will cause an error because there's actually no world out there. That error is intentional. You're never supposed to be able to do that. And I'll probably make a trigger to handle that at some point in the future. Yeah, this is what I was able to make. So yeah, I was thinking, there's a couple different things that I could do today. When I started the stream, I was kind of like, I kind of want to do art, but I also, the last time that I worked on the game, oh, and by the way, really quick, this transition out also works. So you can see that that is a thing. Yeah, so what I was saying was, you know, I wanted to kind of make art today. That was my thoughts when I was like getting on stream. But then I realized I'm like kind of in the mood to do what I started doing last time I worked on the game off stream, which is I had actually opened up Visual Studio and I just outlined how I want to do the death sequence. There is an argument in my head against like going this direction right now because there's a part of me that's kind of like, I don't know, I have like other things to do and I'm not really sure that that's like what I should be working on right now, you know? Also, can you guys hear my keyboard? I don't know, you might be able to. In any case, here is the state that the map is in at the moment. So this is how I'm handling dungeons. I have made a death area here, which is not going to look like this. It's going to look totally different. And yeah, I've made some slight adjustments here. Let me just take this UI off for a second. So as you can see, I haven't really expanded the map. Oh, you're talking about the keyboard. Okay, so you can slightly hear it. That's fine. I'm using the Model M that I got. That I should say my partner got for me, and I am in love with it. So yeah, so my two options today are make some art, which is always fun to watch, I think. But I've also done this, and I'm going to show you guys this now. So if I go into the Coco controller, and this is going to pop up on my second monitor, another fatal thing that I have to deal with is I only have two. And that means I have to, you know, move this over to my main screen just to show you guys this. But what I did was I just wrote some comments about like how I want to handle the death sequence. So it's some obvious stuff, right? Like this is going to get called. Right? And then we have the death animation, we have the death sound, we have this thing that I thought would be really interesting where when Coco dies, he throws the sword and the shield off to the side, and they're like kind of like particles and they fall to the ground, you know, in this like dramatic... it's sort of like, you know, I'll write it here. Like Mega Man's death, right? Where he kind of explodes into like these weird, I don't know, robot energy dick particles. I don't know. And so I thought that would be interesting, especially just, you know, with like the theming of the game. And then, so here's what I was going to do. Instead of like doing some fancy reload the scene and so on and so forth, instead, I already have the scene loaded. I already have code that lets me transition to other areas. So I was thinking when the player dies, they actually just get sent to a death grid, and they get put on, while they're on 0 health, when they die, that animation plays and so on, and then the screen will fade out. You kind of get placed over here, and then you have to walk forward and talk to the Stellar Auditor, who is like the sort of purveyor of the game. Or something like that, because there's an area of this game where I was like, well, the Stellar Auditor is actually the antagonist, and there's a point at which you can kill him, and so I don't know how it's going to work. Then, so I was maybe thinking also like you can just kind of walk through a mirror or something, but you have to like talk to someone or something on your way here. And then once you do that, it's going to return you to your last save location, which is inside your JSON file. In the case of loading the game from a point of, we didn't load it with a save file, then it's going to just put you back here. Like this is the center of the map, so it's just going to toss you right here. You know what? Yeah. So that's sort of my idea with this death sequence. You go to this thing, and then I wanted to have some characters like it never gets any easier, does it? Have some whatever. And the reason I wanted a character that you have to talk to is so that I have a sort of interactive trigger for when you die that lets you either save and quit the game, or it lets you regenerate and continue. And by regenerate, I mean you get back to like three hearts or 3 crystals, whatever I'm calling them. I don't know. So this is where I'm at with this. It does kind of feel cohesive. When I walk in and out of this area, it does feel like I am going into a dungeon. There are some other things that I was thinking about, like that I'm not really sure how to do at this moment, because they're things that in 3D I would just be like, oh, well, let me just use a trigger or like a zone. But what I'm trying to emulate with the development of this game is some similar concepts to how things would have been programmed if they were programmed on the NES. And by that I mean specifically, okay, I'll give you an example, right? Let's say I'm over here and I'm walking around, blah, 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 and I meander down this way, and then I meander down here. Now, all of a sudden, I decide I want a different beach theme instead of this. So how does the game know what area counts as the beach, right? Because the thing is, typically with this kind of design, you want like to have a trigger that's causing the music to change. And in the case of the dungeons, that works perfectly fine. The dungeon music stays the same the entire time once you're in there, and then the only transition thing I need to change the dungeon music with is the actual door. So that works out fine. But the difficulty is when I'm outside, because let's say there's 3 or 4 different entrances to an area, and then all of a sudden I forget one of them. That could be a problem. And I'm trying to see if there's a way that I can say, create lists of blocks and just say that every single one of these, right? And I'm going to go like this. Every single one of these blocks here is beach. And if a player is to... Interesting. Oh, that's right, because that's walls there. So if a player decides that they're going to walk into an area that is on the list of grid sections that is beach, it's going to transition to the beach music. That, I think, could honestly work. And then what I can do is just go into each of these grid sections and say, section type, or I can make it like, you know, area zone. I could give each of these like a named zone, and so then maybe when a player enters a new transition, the first thing, or enters a transition, the thing that it checks for is the zone, and if it has to change the music. If it doesn't have to change the music, or if the zone is the same, you know, it's just like, to me, it feels like I'm doing a, you know, one of those things that's like a programming cop-out where I'm like, that's not really efficient, or you really want to check linearly against a list. But then again, I'm not doing that because actually each grid section has only a string associated with it. Hell, it could even be a number. That number is the zone number. Of course, I would use a string because it's going to make more sense. But yeah, I think, you know, in talking about it, I might have just like explained to myself how to do it. And I think the best place to start with this is to just go into my grid section script. And I'm going to add just going to add zone to each of these. So the nice thing is, in updating this script, yes, it's going to update for all of them, but it doesn't matter because they all know their positions when they call awake, and it's not going to create an issue later. You know, it's a little, the thing that I was also trying to avoid is that I have all this mapped so far, and the last thing that I wanted to do was have to like go in here and select all of these, and have to like change the grid sections individually. But I think enum would also work if we're talking about efficiency. I think you're right, actually. So I appreciate that, because like that's true. And what I'm thinking of also is that one of the other issues when you're doing game design is things don't always fit. When you're making a custom world like this, things don't always fit neatly into like these nice boxes. And there's a way that I could be like, well, I could force it to fit into a nice box, but it's going to be weird. And so instead, I just thought of something. Oh my God, my ADHD is going crazy. So this grass sucks and it's too busy on the eyes. So one of the things that I might do today, and I'll even go so far as to write this down. I think that today, let's name zones, fix grass, and then code zone transitions. So we have this element of like, if the zone is the same, the music doesn't change or try to change even. And I have some code that does handle the music transitions, but I put the word temp everywhere in it because it was only for the doors, and I wasn't sure that I wanted the doors to work that way. And one of the things I can do is, oh, there we go. It solves my issue. Okay, so here's what I was going to say. The way these doors work is you walk into it, and then it has a linked door, and then there's this temp variable that tells the door what music to transition to. But, if I tell the game what zone the dungeon is in, then I actually don't even need to tell the door what music to transition to, because the door already knows where it's going, and it can find the grid section and say, oh, actually, this is a dungeon zone. Specifically, this is the starter dungeon zone. So I don't need to ask any questions. And I don't need to attach the song to the door, which is honestly, it sounds stupid saying it out loud, and it is. Like, this door handler should not need me to switch song like this. Do we want to transition if zones have a little bit of the next type of zone? When you were explaining, there was a zone that had grass and sand. There are these transitional areas. I think that what I can end up doing later, Okay, okay, I see what you're asking. So the way that this works is there's a temp variable here that's a delay. So the actual the music is, when it switches songs, it's going to fade out anyway. So it shouldn't be too abrupt, even when a player is going straight from one area to the next. I'm perfectly content with it just being like based on the grid. Like here, this is kind of beach, but it's also kind of grass. I'm okay with the forest theme still playing here because when you walk over this, there's a smooth transition of the music anyway. Just with the way that it works, and I'll show it to you actually. I was pretty proud of this. So let me pause here. This. So the switch song here does actually fade out. Now, I don't know why that's happening. Oh. I don't know why this just became unable to find my... Oh, okay. That, what is with all these errors? Was I still playing the game when I said what I said? No. Dialogue activations? Oh, I don't care about that. It's this one that... Oh, I'm an idiot. I turned the UI off to show the map. That's why. Oops. I didn't break anything. I'm just being silly. For a second there, I actually started to panic, and I did think it was because of that. So if you listen here... Yeah, so that does work. I also want a, maybe we'll get to this today as well. I want like a door entry and exit sound. Like a ch-ch-ch, like, loads of games have those, and I like those. Okay, so that's good to know. Okay, also, I want to show really quick before we get into what I'm actually going to do today, the strangest fucking bug that I've had in this entire game's development. Ready? So, once we go in here, right, everything's normal, right? You can see I can break these barrels, right? No issue, right? Watch what happens when I stop moving. For some reason, if I'm at a complete standstill when I attack things, except with the exception of enemies, actually, you can see how, like, if I'm still in an animation, it doesn't work. Super weird. No idea why this happens. The only solution to it that I've noticed is you have to move when you're doing this. And obviously, I'm not going to leave it in the game. That's bullshit. My sword should let me... Oh, you know what this area needs? I need some indoor water feature things. So we'll do... water pool. So that's going to be part of the art stuff. I'm going to put that here. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to name all the zones. So we're not going to save that for now. It's fine. So now I can say this is, I think there's a name for this beach, but I don't remember it. And this is the fun part where we get to actually name the map. Um, hmm. In honor of Victor, who, or Fun Average 57 on Twitch or YouTube, I forget which he streams on, but look him up. He's cool. He actually has been there with this project the entire time, and one of the things that he did was he let me plan this entire map out in Minecraft. So I happen to know what this whole game's map is going to look like because I built it with World Edit, and he set up the server for me, and he installed the plugins and things, which was incredibly helpful. So I think he'll get this, but I'm going to call this, or maybe, I was thinking Shoe Beach, but maybe, hit a Red Bull here. Hold on. He likes blue and green. And he loves Pokemon. I'm trying to see though. I need a good. He likes a whole lot of things. I'm not gonna call it Gojo Beach. That's not. I just can't do that. This. All right. This is my fun thing that I always do is I always get stuck on names, but oh, and hold on, pause the music for a second. We can, with the zones on the grid sections, I can actually make it so that if the zone changes, I can display the name of the zone on the screen, like Dark Souls. You walk from, Undead Burg to Firelink Shrine, and it shows up with Firelink Shrine on the screen. That's actually a really interesting and fun side effect of this. I actually did not even think about that until just now. So I was, because here was my brain's logic. I was like, oh, if I type in something like, Goo Goo Lagoon, like, Goo Goo Beach, whatever, it's not going to matter because in the code it's going to be like, oh, well, I still have to type in Goo Goo Beach, or I have to type in the zone name or something somewhere else to associate the zone name with the thing. But then I was like, wait a minute, no, actually, this is the same text that I can have go onto the screen in the UI. So it has a secondary purpose, and the music and the UI will be associated with the zone names. And I'll write that down. Just do that so I don't forget. All right, so let's do I think, it's hard to tell. I'm gonna I'm gonna call this, I won't call it Poodle Beach, but that's like a bad name. And it's still a thing that let me see. I'm not even sure. If you have any ideas, I'm gonna write beach. If you know Victor, those ideas will be greatly considered far more. But we'll leave that there. So what I'm gonna do, Green Root Grove. This actually, what's funny that you say that. Yeah, so these zones are called Grove Talonai. And are not called Green Root Grove, fortunately. I at no point called them green root growth, but they all are called growth taloni, and that lets me move on from this. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to select all of these. So these are all growth taloni. So I'm going to... And there we go. No spaces. Perfect. All right. So the next thing is, I said I was going to fix the grass, and I would like to do that. So this is what the grass looks like right now. It's like really hard to look at. I didn't realize it when I made it, but it's pretty bad. You know, I was just kind of doing my thing, and I did not put... let me do this here. A second. Let me just not browse my computer on the stream. I don't know what the real issue with that is, but I'm just going to avoid doing it in the future because I feel like someone's going to do bad things. Maybe I should learn, you know. Sprites. All right. All right. And here we are. So as you can see, my grass is not uniform, and the bright colors are really bright and the dark colors are really dark. So what I was going to do is, honestly, what I think can work is if I just select like not contiguous, so like no tolerance there, and if I take these and then I get maybe that's not the issue. Maybe it's these. Although these are all the same color, and I kind of don't want them to also select. I wonder if there's a way I can do this. Like, just select only the grass related. Okay, it's still going to try and select the rest of this. Oh. And I did the wrong thing. Okay, hold on. So it's the dark bits. And then we're going to check the rest of the image. Okay, and then we're good there. And I'm just going to, oops, deselect all of that. All right, and now what I'm hoping is if I do some adjustments here and decrease the contrast, well, that looks significantly worse. So let's try this. Let's do hue and saturation. Make these a little bit lighter and saturate it a little bit more. Okay. It's a little bit too much, but not as bad as it was. So I'm gonna try that again. Okay, that I feel like. And here's what's cool about this. If I save this image, this whole game is going to change look. Well, if it does, if it decides to. Yeah, just kidding. Only certain parts of the map changed. Yeah, so these areas here changed. So if I do this now, try using curves adjustment manually. I do need to do that, yeah. Alright. It's a little bit difficult because of how I have placed these sprites in these files. But here's what I'll do. I'll try that. Thanks, Emmy. Alright, so... So let's do this. We do adjustments, curves, and we do RGB. And I'm only looking at the green. All right. Oops. I don't know how to use this tool, but let's find out together. Let's do green here. I mean, that looks washed out. I think another part of it is I'm also so used to seeing this, like, with shit colors that I don't even know what is going to look good on this. I think my issue is that it's going to take a lot more work than just changing the colors of it. Yeah, because there's a part of me that's like, oh, I could do the curves now too, and then I just don't think that the game looks that good. Like, I think it's just my shit art. If I go in and take out... If I go in this one, right? I wonder, how does it look if I take out these? Just for the sake of... Right, so if I go in here... I'll do this. So you said drag the highest point down? Oops. I'm gonna see areas where there's like lots of this particular sprite. Emmy, do you think that it's worth me like doing this curving, or should I just remake the grass? I don't know. I've kind of gotten stuck on it, but I also just don't think it looks that good. I think other games like look better. Or is it do you feel like this is a stylistic thing, or it just doesn't look good? Oops. That's... That doesn't really look good. Appreciate the suggestions, though. I see what you're saying. So if I went like this, right? All right, so we adjust for... What do you mean when you say like adjust? Oh, I could do luminosity here. I mean, that looks more like grass, and it looks more NES. I'll be honest. I think that's easier to look at. What do you think of this? I don't know that it's exactly where it needs to be, but it's better, I feel like. How does this look to walk around on? Yeah, it's a lot easier to look at. Because there's part of me that does need these like hard outlines on things because they look kind of cartoony. They remind me of some of the older games. But not every older game used them, but still, I think they look good. I want to be able to make sure that I get the same exact applied settings. I mean, on all of the green stuff. Green and gold. And unfortunately, I have separated them in a way that doesn't make that easy for myself, but... And I could fix these flowers later. Wherever these blue flowers are, that should fix that. And it doesn't seem to affect certain, like, the dirt stuff as much as I thought it would, which is good. Alright, and then we can do an adjustment here. Yeah, it doesn't really affect the dirt at all, which is kind of awesome. It actually makes the dirt look better. Because it's like bringing it out more. Oh yeah. Now this is definitely going to affect the rocks. Although, I don't really mind that either. That's interesting. This is a Switch eShop. Unused eShop music. Alright. And I'm okay with these trees being a little bit brighter and kind of obnoxious with the color. I think that's fine. Although, I am down. Let's see. What this looks like. That looks too muted. I don't like that. It works on the rocks. I don't think it works where, you know, elsewhere. Oh, hold on. Let me see here. This is We Party, right? Trauma Center 2. Oh my god, Emmy, the image you just sent me. Am I allowed to show this? Oh my gosh. All right, let me put this on screen. Oh my god. Hang on. I'm gonna save this. I'll put this one on. Give me just a second. I'm gonna put this on. All right. Okay. Yeah, here we go. I mean, what do you even... How do you find these things? How do you find this? What even is that? I mean, my god. Okay. All right, we're back. We're back. Sorry. Honestly, I'll be happy if all I can get done today is this grass, because this grass has been bothering me for a while. All right, so what do we think? Well, you won't be able to see those. All right? Yeah. Oh, there's some that are fucked up, but that's because they're in here, I think. What a weird switch. I don't mind that there's like this kind of weird pixely border here with the regular trees. And the reason why I don't mind it is because it's a very, very slight signal that that is a wall. And I'm okay with that. This song playing right now is like... This is so... We're gonna... Oh, here we go, here we go. All right. All right. I'm happy with this grass. This is my grass fix for now. If in the future I decide to redo the grass again, fine. Indoor water pools. Okay. Let's see. So I'm zooming in on the dungeon itself. Knowing fully well, it's not actually there. All right, you shunk over there. Advantage of having to. I don't know what I'm calling an advantage, but I mean. Okay, so it's gonna be in here. You can also see how these lamps are done. It's just the two frames that are stuck in there. So this is gonna take up 9 here. And I'll just do what I usually do. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Because this... No? I'm gonna look up how people typically do this, because I'm having trouble visualizing this in my head. Good night. Thank you for coming. I mean, okay. Well, the first thing is pretty clear what I need to do. I think I just need to draw a pool right here. And what I will even go so far as to do, I will move this one over. And we're going to copy this here. So my strategy for this is going to just be to do this. Come over here, grab the water, and then just kind of do this until this looks about right. So I'm trying to basically depict that there's water here. And we're just going to start by literally just carving out a section. I think the main thing is you always have to carve out more than you think. And I might even change the color of this a little bit. I kind of like this color for inside a dungeon more. So what I'll do is I'll even go this far, and I will... Yeah. Alright, so that's starting to look like what I need it to look like. Probably wondering, like, what the fuck is he even doing right now? But it's gonna make sense. I'm gonna go off of, I'm gonna do like, so the top of this lantern is 4 away. So what I'm gonna do is 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to go like this, and in fact, I think actually... I think I could just do this. We'll start there. And then, obviously, I think something that I should do is just border this up. Okay. I swear, I thought there was like a way to draw straight. There's like a hotkey for that, but I guess not. I keep trying that hotkey. I like different hotkeys, and I keep fucking it up on purpose to see if I can actually do it. There's a line tool, isn't there? I never use it because it's huge. Oh, there we go. And then what I can do is I can take this purple here. Yeah. This is good. I call this a fucking water feature and not like a hazard that you can die in. It's just a little fountain that if I push you in it, you will be drowning. It's just a little fountain that if I push you inside, you will be drowning. Fucking love Pluma. I've been watching his videos nonstop. And his voice is getting stuck in my head and I can't stop doing it. Like, or at least my shitty impression of him. Alright, let me... Alright, so let's see now, roughly what I have here. I think these obviously need to continue down into this. There's only two colors, but I think I need it to be like darker down here. Doesn't really look good. And I'm having an issue understanding why. Well, this would be part of it. Our shadows are not strong enough. Doesn't really look like I'm going into water here. If I thicken this up, kind of looks like it's going more down. And then the way that I have it here, Hard to tell. Hard to tell. Oh, I think this is gonna... Hold on. I think I found the trick here. Yeah, this is gonna work. God, I can't believe I don't know what the fuck I'm doing 90% of the time I'm on. Just... There's constantly things falling in this building, and I never know what's actually happening. Starting to see it. That's definitely starting to look like something. That's honestly pretty solid here. Yeah. Alright. Oh, well, those rocks look like shit, but that's much easier to fix than the perspective is terrible. I don't like the way that these repeat here, so I'm gonna do this. That's a good bit better. All right. That looks like a thing. My strategy worked. I think I'm actually getting better at the pixel art. It's not great, but I mean it definitely looks like it's going into the ground. At least I think so. And I think in the context of the actual area, and once I get the water that fits in there. I think there's like little subtle things that I can do here as well. This is such a vibe. I have a lava lamp going right now. And all right. Man draws rocks for 3 fucking hours. Excuse me. It's looking like something. I'm like adding these like black details here might make the black look less unnatural. I think that looks better. So I can make these ones down here, like just these pixels black. And that looks way less weird. It's like getting a lot more depth, I feel like, doing that. I say as a know-nothing non-artist, but... Yeah. And then this one needs to just be shaved a bit. That. I can just do that. I don't like the way the top bit repeats, but alright, and here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come out from this corner here. Alright, you know what? I'll even go as far as to say this. That's like even better, honestly. And then you can throw some like this is good. Alright, I mean, those kind of look like shit, but it vaguely resembles water, which is a lot better than what we started with. If I come here and I just start erasing, and I put a wall here that goes like bonk, bonk, bonk. Interesting. I wonder if all I need to do is darken this even more. Because it doesn't stand out enough. Or maybe it does. Maybe I'm deluding myself. Or maybe I'm deluding myself by saying that. Let's see. Let's get a nice big like this. And then I can, I guess, just go to this grid here and add the floor back in. Maybe it doesn't need all this. I wonder if part of the problem is that, I don't know. I don't know what's going to get that to look better. Maybe another layer of a different color here. And then we just take this color and I turn this down a notch too. Oh no, this should be lighter. Oops. I think part of my issue is I've done the coloring backward. this should actually be the darkest part of this. This one should be the deepest part. And then this one... And then this goes like that. Okay, so now... Alright. So now these are done. Alright, let's see if this looks any better. It's... I don't know. Kind of looks like, caca. I'm not happy with it. But... I don't know. It's super weird. Alright, so if I do this, and then I go to adjustments, brightness, contrast, put this contrast at 0 here, and then the brightness down. I mean, that definitely helps to distinguish it from the floor. Let's see. It's like really hard to tell if this actually looks like anything. I've like been staring at it so long now. I mean, it certainly looks better than what I started with. All right. For those of y'all in chat, I'm actually very curious what you think. Oh my God. Hold on. Yeah. Does this look like anything? I can't tell. Does this look like water? I mean, obviously, I feel like I need some like foam or some caustics in it or something. Which I can look at caustics. Like I can do some caustics in there, but I just like don't know if this really truly looks like anything. How about this? How about this? I'm gonna do those caustics. Why don't I do those? And we'll have a little reference image on the side here. Well, I'll have it on the side. So you kind of have these like big swaths of like weird sort of almost bubble-shaped things. And some of them have these like weird offshoots. But those offshoots always end in like another one. I think as I it's almost like I'm drawing rocks in the water. Is it static or animated? Welcome, guys. It's static right now, but I just need to know if this even looks like water. I honestly can't even tell. I'm glad that y'all are here, though. Purple. Purple. Alright. I don't know why I closed it, but let's open that back up. Alright, let's see. Ready? It almost looks like the stones are underneath it, which is kind of funny. It's supposed to look like caustics, but you know, I don't know. Let's see. Right, and we can't go in there. I have an idea. I don't know if this idea will work, but it could be really cool. You gotta just trust me on this one, guys. Alright, so this is gonna work. So here's my idea. And hopefully that is my cheap way of animating this water. This is Dungeon Water top. And the thought is here, right? You ready? Alright. We're gonna take Cave 143 and Cave 146. And then I'm just going to use this one as an example. I'm going to come over here. This is going to look like shit, but it's fine. I'm just going to erase this for now. Right? And then we're going to put it back, but in a different way. Now we're going to put this here, and I'm just going to walk in. I just want to see if that looks like anything. Mama huevo. Mama huevo. Mira mi plátano, papi. All right, so that might end up looking like something. I just need to make a couple of these. All right, so we'll do dungeon, water, top. We'll do top right. This song makes me angry. I think I'm insane. 44. And then it's the high and then the low number. Sorry, low and then high. 47 here. Minimum speed. Maximum speed. Start time. So then, here's what we can do. Hi, Victor. I'm naming something in this game after you. What? Oh. There we go. All right. Average speed. Roger, roger. I think I might call the beach average because I think it's a good idea. Or Barrage Beach. That'd be fun. All right, so this is going to be Dungeon Water TL. And Dungeon Water TL, yes, you guessed it, has the top left corner. No way. This is really tedious. Sorry, you have to watch this. But you don't have to watch it, actually. Tune the fuck out. It's fine. Dungeon Water right. Alright, and then we go here, and we just do... It goes 52, then 55. So I'm animating the water right now. Bye! Nudge. Alright, so now I have the TL. That goes here. Nice. Alright, and then we got the right one here. Alright. there's that. And then I have dungeon water. I gotta do left now. Yeah, sorry, this is so fucking boring to watch. I just want to get through this now, and I will never do it if I'm not on stream. This song is like such a weird... It's like such a weird song to have playing. Gotta get your Pokemon music in for the day. You know? Y'all know how it is. Not JK. So you gotta do it block by block. You know, that's what I'm doing. Technically, in some sense, yeah, I do kind of have to manually set these sprites. There's no, like, at least as far as I know right now, there's not an easy way for me to do this. Unless someone else knows an easy way to do this, so... Alright, so that's the left, right, TL, top. And then this one is going to be BL. Yeah, again, very sorry that you have to watch this. If I could stay doing this without being distracted, that honestly would be awesome. But I am so distractible that, like, I'm distracting myself. And I don't even know how. Alright, and then this one will be the middle. This one's easy. So we just do wonk, and then wonk. And we'll rename this one to... Yeah, I'm so distracted. Because I'm sitting here and I'm like, instead of... It's not even chat. Like, I'm reading chat and I'm fine. But I'm talking to you right now, and in between these, I can't even handle, like, doing all of them in one go. I have to, like, stare at my bottle of whatever. Like, I have to look at my Red Bull for like 8 seconds to like regain consciousness. It's incredible. I don't know what is wrong with me, but well, I do, but that's okay. So water, not watery bottom. I don't know what that means. Quite honest. So then we have the last one, which is top 8, and this is going to be BR. And then we just go in and we select the bottom right too. It's 60, and then 63. Okay, so now what I can do is I can come here, and ideally, bottom right goes there. All right. That might look like something. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, let's find out. That looks like water. And I can't really tell the pattern in it is rotating. What do you guys think? How is this? Does that read as water? Does it also read as something that I can't go down into? All right. name zones. Okay, so I kind of did this. Alright, so I'm calling the beach in this game Unverage Beach because it's the first letter of fun average is removed. So I don't know if you were here earlier, Victor, but I was thanking you for making the Minecraft server complete with all of the, you know, stuff on it. So all of these zones are Unverage Beach. So I came up with a system. We'll try and program this now, if I don't take like a 5-minute break. I mean, if it looks good to you guys, do you think that water looks good? I'll walk in there again. I really want your opinions, because like I'm really not the best at pixel art. Like, I made this pixel art, but this is kind of like, I've had to do a lot of, so much referencing stuff, like, just to get the most basic concepts down. It's really hard for me, like, mentally to get what my thoughts are down onto something without seeing how another person did it first. I think my... Yeah. Cool if there's an enemy in here. It's getting livelier, though. It's starting to look like a video game. It doesn't quite... It's not there yet, but getting there. So if this looks like water to you guys, I'm content to say that this is done for now. Future work, I need to make this like hole thing where you can fall into holes in the game. And one of the things that has to happen is there has to be a particle effect when you fall into a hole. That'll be different based on whether you fall into water, you know, into just like a hole in the ground. But yeah, if that looks good, you guys are saying that looks good, Mayosha's saying it looks good, I'll take that. I think it looks good though. All right. Now we have dedicated the beach to Victor. And now I need to do some game manager shenanigans, I think. So this is what I was talking about earlier. I think what I want to do here is whenever we like cross over onto another section, we're just going to check if that section is different. And if it is, let me get rid of these. If that section is different, then we're going to change the music to a matching, you know, like a key value pair thing, I guess. So there will be a dictionary of audio clips. And I think that dictionary should be here in the audio manager. And I already have all of these like really nice like wrapper functions to do all of this. So all I need to do is switch song clip and then it will switch automatically. And there's an audio fade divisor that is a global variable that I've set. I just need to do a thing kind of need to look at where the code is here. So let's get out of sword and enemy base. We don't need to look at those. Definitely don't. Oh, actually, wait. I do need to look at the door handler. So let me pull this one up again, because we're actually going to be able to take out. We're going to be able to take out this. So now here's the part where I need to sit here and think a minute. So when we do the handle screen transition, here's what happens. We set is transitioning to true, so the player can no longer put in any input during that time. We have this grid sections thing where we are basically grabbing the value of our target section, and then we have that is where we're setting my current grid section that I'm in. You know, so here we have GS and we have G. I think what I want to do, I'm going to call this new grid section. And I'll call this old grid section. So the distinction here is that whenever you walk from, and I'll actually show this because I've shown this before. It's a very simple like culling system. There's nothing special about it. All this is basically saying, and the best way to show this is actually, I have to have both the game view and the scene view open next to each other. So you can see the whole map disappeared. That's kind of the main idea. And then when we walk from one area to another, you can see that when I start transitioning, Coco slows down. I don't have control over him anymore. And also, it's going to cause the previous grid section to like still exist for the duration of the transition until I'm done transitioning. And then let me do this. So scale this down a bit so we can actually see these next to each other. Yeah. So when I move from this area to this area, you can see it disappears and such. That's what this is handling here. We have this while t is less than 1. We add time to delta time, and then if it's, and the transitions always take 1 second. And then we're just lerping the camera's position towards over t to the target's position. The target, of course, is the actual position of the new grid section. The whole map is split up into these grid sections, but the actual game object is, or the thing that's actually keeping track of the position of it is this target. It comes from here. So we lerp, and then we have this is transitioning false, and then we have the way that I'm getting the these. Now, I have some functions for those that I am not using at the moment, so I'll probably put in a to-do there. But all I really need to do is say, hey, new grid section, is your music the same as the old grid section? And if so, then don't do anything. So .zone equals and then we'll just have to have in the audio manager a dictionary of zones and like the zone associated with the song. So we'll have to do this. Write a dictionary challenge, impossible difficulty. Okay, so we're going to do public dictionary. And then the key is a string zone, and the string, and then oh my god, Andrew. I don't need to do this. Am I stupid? Oh my god, don't ever watch me code. Ever. We're gonna call this, Alright. So now we have this audio manager in the scene. And the hope is that this audio manager will be in... This is interesting. Where is my audio manager? I see. It's somewhere. Ah, it's on my game manager. No shit. Okay, great. It's just another script on my game manager, so I didn't have to make another object. That's confusing, and I wish that I didn't do that, but glad we know now. So here's the thing now. This is a public variable. I don't know why I can't seem to... Can I not make a, Can I not make this? I don't think I can. Interesting. I think I figured this out last time, that you can't put dictionaries in as like a serialized field. Which means I somehow populate it another way. And I'll just have to do something here. So if I do... Like, I don't want to do a bunch of ads here, but I think that's what's going to happen anyway if I just set it here. It's not like it's different. Yeah, I think it's the same exact thing, to be honest. Because the difference is that in the game manager, I'm populating it, and both of them are public. I don't really know if it matters. Is there another key value? There's a map, but I think that's just Java's version of a dictionary, and I don't know that... even bringing that up is going to help me. I really don't want to go the route of doing this in the code, but I think that... so what I'll, at the very least, set up zone And all this is going to do is say music dictionary.add, and then a key value pair. So I just need a key, and the key is Grotalini. And then I can do under here. This isn't really nice, but because I could pull them from resources, but I don't think that's what I want to do because I think that's slow for some reason in this version of Unity. I don't know. Right? Because I could just, but I just have this big audio folder, and I don't want it to just populate. And I want to be able to drag and drop these in. So I will just do this. That's kind of ass, though. I kind of hate this. This feels so inefficient. There's something wrong with this code. I'm gonna have to write this like 5 times. I guess I could do music list dot I could do music list 0. I don't know how else to say, like, that's evil code. But unfortunately, and then I could do unbarrage. I could do I need to figure out which song this actually is. Is it this one? Yeah, that's that one. Alright. I could just do... At least make it look nice. I don't think there's any way it's gonna look nice, but... into music dictionary.add here. So we have Grove Talani at 0, Beach of Unbridge at 1, dictionary.add. We'll do this. We'll do rest area. And then we'll do Oops, that was an idiot move. What else do I have songs for? Plus music flags. Alright. What other songs do we have here? These are gonna be loud, sorry in advance, but let's check. Okay, can I turn these down? No? Guess not. Yeah, like that's pretty cool. Let's see. So I have Pantomime here. Zone themes apply only to areas, and triggered themes like battle songs will overwrite these. All right. So now that we've established that, let's see what else is in here. I've got. Oh, Restful. This one? Yeah, these I made a while back. Pretty happy with how these came out, actually. Oh. There we go. Yeah, that's a Pantomime dungeon. So I'll just add that to the list, even though that dungeon is not going to be done for quite a long time. And so I'll just call it Pantomime because it's implied by being a zone. Alright, so now let's see. So we have Grove Talonize first. Work in progress. Goes in here. I think there's just the 5 songs total. So it's Grove Talonai, and then I have here Beach on Bridge, which actually doesn't have a theme yet. So what I will do, though, just for the sake of making this work, I just want to see if this works, right? So for that purpose, I'm going to put this insane, unfitting song for the beach there. The cave is Cave Crystals. I think that's the full one there. Yeah, it is. Okay. So that goes like that. And then there's the rest area, which is Restful and Ordained. That one is actually done. Where is it? Oh, here. And then Pantomime, which is the dungeon theme, but I'll have to do Pantomime. I'll just leave it at Pantomime. Okay. All right, so now, well, there's no music on because I turned it off. We're going to do this as well, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. And we have this setup zone dict, which never actually gets called. I'm going to make sure that this gets called inside here. And then, now what I can do is I can go to my game manager, and I believe if the old grid section is not the same as the new one, then we do audio manager dot instance dot switch song, and then the song that we switched to is from the music audio manager dot music dictionary dot try get value, and then the actual name of the new grid section dot zone. And this there's no argument given that corresponds to the required parameter value. Yeah, so I'm trying to get how is it that when I'm giving a dictionary a string, that it doesn't that I have to also give it the value? Uh-huh. I guess what I can do, oh, it's saying out get value. Oh, okay, so I can write it like this. Audio clip. I'll just do it this way. Song. Say song, yeah, that's fine. Equals this out value out do this actually. Wait. Out like this, and then we just switch to that. And I'll even go so far as to rename this to new. So if the old grid section, this should only work on the screen transitions, and this may not work at all. So let's find out. Oh, what? Why do I have this setup zone dict? And it's finding a null reference exception. Music dictionary dot add. And then, oh, I guess in here, what I could do is music. So let's try that. Let's make it a thing. All right, I'll be happy if this works. Okay, no error this time. It doesn't look to have had an effect. Oh, but it shouldn't work on the teleport transition, so... And it will only work if it's changed areas, so because I spawned here, it's not going to recognize that I'm supposed to play this song, so I'll have to make an account thing for that. That's cool. It doesn't know what song that is, but it tried to do it. Did I get all of these in there? So what is the beach actually called? Beach? It's called Unbridge Beach. No wonder. That's why. So there's one thing I noticed is the transition actually happens when you... The transition happens late, so we're gonna have to fix that. Oh, that's cool. That actually works. Oh, that's so sick. Oh, that's so cool. Wait. That actually works. Oh, that's so sick. Wait. It just doesn't fit that area at all. But the nice thing is I can put in whatever I want in there. So well, maybe something more. Right, because the Spatuza Warlock is there to replace the beach theme. I just decided now that there's a beach theme, but that's fine. Let me fix this other issue first. So this other issue that you may have noticed that I mentioned earlier was that the game manager was like waiting for the area to... I had to basically get the other area. All right, so I think what I can do, actually, is this. I'm going to get this here. And I'm going to leave that line of code there. I'm going to do this. And if my theory is correct, or my hypothesis rather, although I have some evidence, so I think it's a theory, then this should fix the delay. That's awesome. I think with like a text fade on screen that says like, "Oh, Grove Talonai, you're now in Beach Unbridge," or Unbridge Beach. That could be really, really cool. So what I might do, let me think for a minute here. We could just go beatbox on this shit, which is what I was thinking of doing. Right, well. Alright, so I'm going to do some adjustments of something here. And we're going to make some music now. So, oh, I had my own stream there. Yeah, sorry. That's how I see the chat, because it doesn't work in OBS. All right. So this was the song. This is the pattern that I used for this song. I just don't. Well, we're done with this song, so I can actually erase this. Now, Unbridge Beach, which is named after Victor, who's in chat, is and I need to get rid of these too. This one. No reverb, no echo. And then we'll do this in the key of E. And now I need to make a some kind of beach theme. I think. I do this. Like this. What makes me think of the beach? is kind of shit, but it'll work. It will do. Oh God. Huh. So I have to do this. Oops. Let's try. I'm going to start with the beat again because I have a shit beat here and I think I need to do something about it. What is this? There's this scale here that says island, and I kind of want to use this. I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it here because we've had a pretty long stream for me today. And I think that I made the progress that I wanted to make. We have music transitions and areas transitioning with the music, so that's really cool. I'm a little miffed that Unity doesn't let me do like dictionaries in the editor, but that's okay. You know, sometimes things happen. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this stream, and I hope that you will be back next time for the next one, because that will be very soon, and I'll be working on Sword of Pentachrome again. So, thanks for being here, everybody.